the blessing because the sin of their father to his own father. That's why Israel blessed Joseph. He loved Joseph because they threw him away. They tried to sell Joseph into slavery, and he found him in the latter days of his life, and he loved his son, who he thought was dead. So that's why Israel blessed his younger son Joseph over the rest of his sons. So Simeon and Levi are brothers. Instruments of cruelty are in their dwelling place. Let not my soul enter their counsel. They got weapons of warfare in their tent resting place. Don't enter there. Let not my honor be united to their assembly. For in their anger they slew a man. They killed a man. Hamor and Shechem over their sister Dinah, right? So, and in their self-will they hamstrung an ox. God told them, do not hamstring that ox. Don't kill that ox, and they killed the ox anyway, and they roasted the meat and killed it. But it was an ox that God had blessed, and God loved it like a living creature. He didn't want them to kill it, and he told them don't do it, but they did it anyway. That's something that Father told them, don't kill that ox right there. It's like killing another man. And they killed it anyway, and he cursing them now, In the latter days, you will be cursed because of what you did in your day on this earth. So, and when y'all leave from this earth and die, your children are going to face problems because they got this inherited, this is hereditary. You did what your father do on earth as it is in heaven. Like father, like son. Your children in their latter days, that's what he's telling them. So, cursed be their anger, for it is fierce. And their wrath, for it is cruel. I will divide them in Jacob and scatter them in Israel. And that's what happened. In the latter days, they're not a tribe of people anymore there. Simeon and Levi's priesthood is scattered, is dispersed. They got weapons of warfare, and they're ready to go to Armageddon with weapons of cruelty in their hands. So, all right, Judah, you are he whom your brother shall praise. Your hand shall be on the neck of your enemies. Your enemies. Your father's children shall bow down before you. Judah is a lion's whelp. From the prey, my son, you have gone up. He bows down, he lies down as a lion. And as a lion, who shall rouse him? The scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver from between his feet until Shiloh comes. And to him shall be the obedience of the people, binding his donkey to the vine and his donkey's coat to the choice vine. He washed his garments in wine and his clothes in the blood of grapes. His eyes are darker than wine and his teeth whiter than milk. Zebulun shall dwell by the haven of the sea. He shall become a haven for ships, and his brother shall adjoin Sidon. Start right here. So this is the testimony of Zebulun, who tells you about his dream on a shipping vessel. And all of his brothers were on that ship, but the younger brothers took control of the family on the ship. And they lost control of steering the vessel, and it crashed, and they were all dispersed. So that was the testimony of Zebulun. When I find it, I will do that on another note. Okay. Issachar is a strong donkey, lying down between two burdens. He saw that rest was good and that the land was pleasant. He bowed his shoulder to bear a burden and became a band of slaves. Dan shall judge his people as one of the tribes of Israel. Dan shall be a serpent by the way, a viper by the path that bites the horse's heels, so that its rider shall fall backward. So that's what happened to the tribe of Dan. They're like a serpent. And I see at Chichen Itza, you see the Serpent Mound in Ohio, in the pre-Columbian era of America. It's a place called the Serpent Mound. The people are like serpents. But they were like God as well, but they had a serpent mound community right there. That was their symbol. At some of the temples at Chichen Itza, at Tenochtitlan, that's one of their, they put the serpent there. I know it's a symbol of evil, but they have the serpent. And it was like God to them. So, and that's what Israel says Dan would be like. Israel was like God, though, in a way. He was a man of God, and his son is like a serpent by the way. But the viper is fighting against the enemy of his father, enemy of God. So that's, I saw those motives also in Egypt with the Uriah. So it's at Chichen Itza, Tenochtitlan, on some of their temples at the foot, like an enraged cobra, a viper, striking the enemy. So that motive is all in the temples at Mexico. The Nagas in India and Southeast Asia has the same motives. And they are linked to Dan in the Bible. I have waited for your salvation, O Lord. That's what Dan's blessing is from his father. Gad, a troop shall tramp upon him, but he shall triumph at last. Bread from Asher shall be rich, and he shall yield royal dainties. Naphtali is a deer let loose. He uses beautiful words. Joseph is a fruitful bow. His branches run over the walls. The archers have bitterly grieved him, shot at him and hated him. But his bow remaineth in strength. He is not removed from where they are trying to take him from. So that's the tribe I come from. Dejahuti, Hotep. Dejahuti, Hotep, Joseph in the Bible. A fruitful bow. I'm a gardener. I like to plant, and my fruit is overflowing. I'm overflowing with a lot of bread to eat, a lot of food to eat. You know. They shot at him. They hated him. Okay. But he remained in strength. And the arms of his hands were made strong by the hands of the mighty God of Jacob. From there is the shepherd, the stone of Israel. The God of your father who will help you. That's where Jesus Christ is supposed to say it come from. In India, he's called Lord Krishna. Comes from the tribe of this man right here. Joseph, who biblically is biblical Joseph, from the tribe of Joseph, son of Israel, Jacob. God of your father who will help you. He will help you. He is your savior. So Christ was your savior. Lord Krishna will save you. The bow and the arrow. In strength with his mighty arms, he shoots the arrow. Okay. And from the garden of paradise where God blessed him more than the rest of his brothers. That's why his brothers hated them. They hated him. That's why they shot at him. They hated Joseph. He had a blessing better than theirs was. And they hated him. They envied him. They were jealous. By the God of your fathers who will help you, and by the Almighty, he will bless you with blessings of heaven above, blessings of the deep that lies beneath, blessings of the breast and of the womb. So he gets the breast, he gets the womb, he gets the woman. Oh my God. This is the guy that gets the woman right here. So, and everybody hated him because he got that woman right there. So, the blessings of your father have excelled the blessings of my ancestors. Up to the utmost bound of the everlasting hills. They shall be on the head of Joseph, and on the crown of the head of him who was separate from his brothers. Benjamin is a ravenous wolf. And in the morning he shall devour the prey, and at night he shall divide the spoil. So I saw the same thing in Egypt. The tribe of Benjamin is from Anubis. Anubis is like a wolf god to the Egyptian people. It's like we saw the motives about Dan as a serpent like God. Benjamin is the wolf god, Anubis. The Lord of the dead, Lord of the underworld. Lord of embalming the dead people. So and taking the spoil off of them. He's one that at the end of the war, he goes to the dead people and take off what he want from them. Okay, he's like a ravenous wolf that shall devour the prey. And at night he shall divide the spoil. All these are the 12 tribes of Israel, and this is what their father spoke to them, and he blessed them, and blessed each one according to his own blessing. So I say that's the place where the Greeks have translated this with the Rosetta Stone into the story they call Jason and the Argonauts. No, it's Joseph and the Israelites. Okay. And we're going to talk about that on another note. Okay, I'll come back to it. Stay tuned.